If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Don't apologize, Seven.
AT
Hold it down.
Is up next. Hopefully, it's not a relationship song.
Don't let her intimidate you, Seven. All right, the name of this song is something about gods. Septic Flesh.
Yeah.
Pyramid God.
Septic Flesh.
Ooh, I hope this is about like, what do you call it? Like the Egyptian stuff. That's probably going to be my next, obsessive research thing to look at would be the Egyptian gods or goddesses.
Interesting.
I listened to this one thing one time. It was really, really fascinating. Like how it was set up. It's unbelievable. Obviously, there's a lot of
I actually
illusions.
think Egyptian gods would be an interesting subject.
Yeah, there's a lot of illusions and borrowing or stealing, whatever you want to say, in the Bible on it too. So it's really just fascinating stuff. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's do this. Couch is calling your name, Vin. All right, here we go. Septic Flesh, Pyramid God. Let's do it. Okay. Go! Yes, Pinky! Give me the medal! I'm getting stronger. Septicflesh, Pyramid God, dear listener. Pyramid God. Okay. We actually have an Egyptian, a descendant of Pharaoh here in studio. Alden, you're Egyptian. Like he's like a native Egyptian. For sure.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, Alden? Yeah. That's why I asked him, is your name Aldine? He said no.
Well,
that's true. My back does hurt from the beard grooming. Like it hurts to be beautiful, bitches. Huh? Tell the truth. Go ahead.
Again, you try to find me. You seek the one not willing to be found. Pyramid God, unlike the places you have been, I am not confined by lines. Pyramid God, I am the dreamer of this realm. God, but not the dream inside. I am the head outside the dream. I am the headless mind.
I am the headless mind. See, I thought he was talking about Horus. But Horus has a head. See what I'm saying?
I mean, is he talking about the pyramids themselves?
What do you mean?
Well, you cross my gates, the gates of space and time, Pyramid God. I am the user of the gates. I have a triangle life.
Yeah, that's the pyramid. That's the measurements for the pyramid, all that jazz. Right?
Yeah, I am the dreamer of this realm. God, but not the dream inside. I am the head outside the dream. I am the headless mind. I don't know, like, are they communicating that, like, is this about, like, the pyramid itself? And, because they, remember how they would put their I don't know, not their gods, but their pharaohs and stuff, like, inside the pyramids?
Well, yeah. I mean, well, their pharaoh technically was one of their gods, right?
That's right, yeah.
I'm a dreamer of this. You know, I read this book by Alan. I think it was Alan Moore. What's the name of that book? Hold on. Talk to the people. I'm gonna try to find that book, because in the book, it was Sandman.
Build me a monument. Okay. What about?
I read is this comic called Sandman, and he basically would inhabit people's dreams, and he was basically like a god, basically.
Okay.
Alan says it's not really about Egyptian mythology per se. I think it's metaphysically talking about the idea of God of the West understands maybe the Trinity. Who knows? That is a fascinating take, because let's say that the Christian God is the true God, then there would be a sense in which he would be the God of the pyramids. He would be the pyramid God. He would the Trinity would transcend all other gods, and then at some point, the question that I have when I look at these amazing constructions that ancient people did is, once again, how do you come up with the idea?
The whole thing confuses me.
So,
how do
like,
you get something like that not to sink partially into the sand? How is that thing?
How do you align it so perfectly with the solar calendar?
I mean, my father's a builder, and he's a really, really, really good builder. And like he put a deck around their pool, and he like went to the extra steps to keep that thing as level as it could. It's sinking all over the place.
Yeah.
Because it's heavy, and it's on, it's not even on something as movable as sand.
Right. Did they build a platform? Yeah, Neil Gaiman's Sandman, yeah.
And then like I saw this thing, it was like showing like how did they get those big blocks up when you couldn't really turn corners based on, like, it was a really, really, really weird. It almost seemed like, I don't know if there was like giants at the time, or how did they do this?
Well, I mean the pulley system works, right? Like you can get a lot of weight up with the pulley system.
What do you mean, literally pulling it up?
Like pulleys. You put the thing in there, and you take a rope, and then you bring it up.
Yeah, but you still have to hook it on something higher.
Yeah. I hear you. My big question is, necessity is the mother of invention. Mm-hmm. So like the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel or the discovery of harnessing fire. I'd probably say the wheel, to me, is the most amazing human invention of all time ever. Mm-hmm. Fire is just something you harness. Like, we didn't invent fire.
Right.
But the wheel is amazing. But again, that's because of necessity. Like, we need to bring things from A to Z, and we discovered, hey, this circular thing can get it without much exertion.
Said we needed a pyramid?
Exactly. That's my thing. It's like, I understand harnessing fire because we need that. Even burial customs, very, archaic burial customs, that makes sense because you got to get rid of a body because animals, whatever. You don't want to see grandma get chewed up by a hyena. But why you would build these giant megalithic structures, not just pyramid, but shit that's like all over the world. South America, these giant megaliths. Why would we do that? Why would we think to do that? Which tells me that human beings are obviously more than just animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we, unfortunately for a lot of our friends, like they suck out all the transcendent value and glory out of humanity. Well, we're just animals. I don't think so, bro. Like, we do things that we don't need to do for beauty as well, for ritualism, art, all the rest of it. I just think that when I see stuff like that, it's just a testament to me that there's something else going on with Homo sapiens that's not going on with any other being on the planet.
Yeah.
The song is about man-made pyramids that explain the dimensional deity compared to man. Yes, I agree. That's what the pyramid symbolizes, Alan. But human beings made it and then poured that meaning into it. Or they had that religious understanding, and then that religious understanding inspired the building of the pyramid. Is that what you're saying? Which, yeah, that has massive implications, for sure. Build me a monument. New Age conspirators expand my theories to a world without end. That's really interesting because there's hella math that goes into that construction, and like to this
to be.
day, people are still. It does fascinate me that to this day there's a discipline called Egyptology. Like that is how impactful that culture has been to the world, to the earth. Then when he says, "I'm not confined by lines," how did you take that?
Well, I just thought it was the god. Like, you can't, like, the lines of the pyramid and stuff, like, I'm not contained to that, even though he's the god of the pyramid god. He's not contained just to that. He's bigger than that.
Which is...
And he says, I am the dreamer of this realm.
Yeah, which means that he's transcendent. Which,
Yeah.
What's fascinating is that, so Solomon builds a temple, and the idea of the temple was that God was going to come down and inhabit this temple. So he spent 7 years, builds this giant, amazing structure, spent $80 million on it. And then when he dedicates the temple, he says, "But will God really dwell in a temple on the earth? Behold, the heavens, even the heaven of heavens, cannot contain you." So so the idea is, if God is coming down into the temple, it's because he's condescending to limit himself to be around you. But it's not because he's homeless and he needs a house and you're going to build him a house for him to hang out in. Because not even the heavens can, like, and a lot of Christians actually have a heretical idea about God, but God will forgive us, which is that God lives in heaven, like he's on a throne in heaven, and that's where he is. And biblically, that's not the idea. The idea is that God is so massive that heaven can't fit him. So even when you see manifestations of God in heaven, it's God shrinking himself or lowering himself to be something of a being that angels and men can relate to.
Yeah.
But the real God, if you're serving any kind of real authentic deity, then by definition he or she could not be contained within a building. And that's where I get the "I'm not confined by lines" line, because
oh, I see. Yeah.
That is the thing. It's like, yeah, we're building this temple or this structure for the gods to inhabit, but that's actually not what's happening, because the thing is too small, even though to us it's a gigantic, amazing structure. If there really truly was a God, there's no way that God could be confined by the lines of your mathematics or whatever it is.
You know how they say, like, the universe is always expanding?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, you know, he says, New Age conspirators, expand my theories.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything kind of in there, to a world without end, that he's basically saying, like, do these things, and it is because he's ever expanding. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, and there's Perkinos. God is an anthropomorphic. God is a totality of existence, pure being. Yeah, that's good. Was it Aquinas that said God's essence is existence, which is probably the craziest line of all time to me. The other thing about this song is I loved the metal. It was
very
hard.
Yeah.
The drum part. I usually don't focus on drumming a lot, but there was that one section, like towards like the latter third of the song, where the drumming was just, they featured the drumming and it was pretty crazy. Then they went to the bass drumming. It was like,
yeah. Yeah, it was needed after such an annoying conversation prior to this review.
I thought it was a very productive conversation.
You would think that.
Seven wants you to hit him up. See how he communicates. I thought it was a wonderful discussion. Are existence and consciousness one and the same? No, I don't think so, because rocks exist, but they're not conscious as far as we know.
We had a big. Do you remember that discussion?
Well, you had the dichotomy between existence and being, which I don't think is...
You were misunderstanding what I was saying. I was trying to communicate, but it wasn't going well.
You didn't use the word being?
See, you're doing it again. I was trying to communicate something I was using the words to communicate something, but it wasn't being communicated through my words, and I didn't know how to better explain it to you. And you used to be good at, like, understanding what I was saying, or, like, reading through but now it has to be so literal. So, but anyway.
Well, that's when I was your counselor.
Yeah.
But we're married now.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So no, you were misunderstanding what I was saying, but yeah.
Ha! A king said, "You see that disc in the sky? That's my father. Build the pyramid." That I'm not necessarily sure that that's completely and totally crazy though, BC. Honestly, like our government recently 2 days ago, and I don't know what's wrong with America, or the world, but our government, there was a senatorial discussion about UFOs and things of that nature, and the guy explicitly stated, "Yeah, they're here. I don't know what they are. We don't know." It's like, what? And everybody's just like going around like, you're seeing shit in the sky and we've got it on camera and you don't know what it is, and we have the most advanced Air Force in the history of human beings and we have no idea what we're dealing with. I don't know. So that I don't think that that's a crazy thing for him to say. That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
I've got this idea that I'm chewing on, that consciousness is a phoenix and that when we die, our life fire returns to the one. Bell non-locality could be real and that there's an esoteric connection between. I agree. I agree. And that complex of consciousness, memories, personality, and identity, the scripture says, goes back to the God who made it, whether you're on the good team or the bad team.
Yep.
So yes, you get reabsorbed back into the one and then spit back out to wherever you decide you're going to end up, which of course is ridiculous because in him we live and move and have our being. So you see that point. But yeah, there is, I don't think we're ever as human beings going to evolve psychologically past our fascination with Egypt. And, something, in my opinion, something happened there.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
saying,
agree.
I'm not saying necessarily, the pyramids are great works of ingenuity and people back then, there's no way they could have known how to do that. I don't believe that. I actually think that we're probably less intelligent than people that were around thousands of years ago. I mean, good night. Get a modern person to come up with the idea to create the wheel, and let's see how that turns out. Please, right now, modern people are so, everything does our thinking for us. We got calculators, we got all this other shit, so now, you used to have really crazy mathematicians that could do all these calculations and shit in their head. Now, that part of the muscle, the brain muscle, is atrophying because you can just, it's all in your pocket. So.
Yep, I agree with that.
I want to reconcile nirvana as the eternal now compared with the moral system. I would like to see what you come up with that, for sure. Or Jesse says, or a lot of DMT was taken and the Pharaoh thought it would be cool to build a giant triangle in the dirt. Also true.
Yeah, but even if that's the case, you still have to come up with so much ingenuity to make that even happen.
Right.
And again, why are they not crooked by now?
Yeah. I mean, I do think there's obvious maintenance. Like the Sphinx, for example, has been redone a couple times, I heard, and things like that. Like same thing with the Kaaba in Mecca. Like that's been rebuilt a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but aren't the pyramids still they're not getting crooked? Like it's not like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Right.
That's like something's off.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. What do you give this song? I really like this song a lot. I liked it a lot.
What do you give it?
As a 9.6 for me.
9.2.
I really like the featuring of the drum, especially the bass
9.3.
drum. Okay, dear listener. There you are. There you are. Another one in the books, dear listener. We will catch you guys tomorrow.
That's the plan on the table right now.
If you're a Middle American, I'm gonna get back into it, guys. I gotta get back into it because there's a lot of news to cover. So Middle America is coming back as well very, very soon. Here. Alden said something. They're about to open the biggest museum in the world next month, right in front of the pyramids. It has millions of Egyptian artifacts.
Oh,
Holy smokes! If you want to go,
That's
I can
crazy.
hook you up. I'll only go if you're coming, Al. If you say you're coming, then that's on the map. Okay, All right, dear listener, there you are. Enjoy the day. Yeah, Perk, you came in late. I was certain that you were lurking. So did Amy. All right. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to AT. Shout out to Perk. We are gone, dear listener. Basketball.